Hi, this is Tuck. Just giving you an update on my Dragunity deck profile. Haven't done a video in a month or something. It's been a while, but anyway, I have changed the deck up a little bit. It's now sitting at 40, which makes me happy. And I've made some cuts, and I'm going to show you my extra deck this time around. I think I've only really ever shown it once, if at all. So yeah, it's a little bit different. One change I'm thinking about here, one change I'm thinking about here. But anyway, I've made the deck so that it's a little bit more consistently explosive and nice. I've put in a second Zephyros, and that's part of it. So anyway, I'll start off with the cuts. Starlight Road, I cut because most of the times I was wishing that it was something else, because like Depriz and Forbidden. Compulse and all that sort of thing. Like Starlight Road doesn't stop it, and I don't like the plus in of like dark bribes and stuff. So, and you pump out stars too quick anyway. Unfortunately, I've cut Sangan. He is my favourite searcher going around, even over Dragon Ravine. It's because he can get so much stuff. I put in a second Zephyros instead of Sangan. I cut the Veiler for a second Finish Chain, and I cut out Cerebral and Toolbus. They are very awesome cards in their own right. Sangan's not necessary, so I took them out. The thing is that if you draw Bus or Cerebral, you must have Dragon Ravine to have them worthwhile having. And I found that I would want to be pitching my Phalanx and stuff first turn rather than the Cerebral, like a second or third turn. And so it's just slow, unfortunately, even though he's so beautiful. So yeah, that's that. And Ravine is usually hit by stuff because people don't like. Exceeds are the same. You've got Atum, because Dragunity, when you translate it to English, is Atum. Or rank 6, I should say. So Atum, Bouncer, and Thundercharger are all the exceeds that I have in here at the moment. Thinking about, I said there's one card I'm thinking about changing, and I'm thinking about putting in a Swordbreaker. Possibly. That's one of the ideas. Or a Djinn or Utopia. But I don't really like burning my 4s on like a Utopia. Like, I don't like it. 5s, same, is Catasta TG. 6s, Dirge, because he's awesome. Triple Vag, which is cloggy unfortunately, but massively necessary. Still running double Stardust even without Starlight Road, because people will find a way to get rid of one, and you pump out a second one, it's more painful for them. And you've just always got to be able to make it, pretty much. That's what the deck does. Other 8s, Colossal Stop Speed Sticks. Like I said, Compulse, Depriz and stuff is a pain in the butt. And like back row, like you see in previous videos, I run judgments and warnings and stuff like that. It's good to be able to get some of your life points back. And yeah, Scrap Dragon for popability. And the 15th, which I'm thinking about taking out for an Exceed to support the more Zephyros plays, is Trident Dragon. Is still in there at the moment, because if it's safe to do so, it's nice to know that you can win. And like, he's got the advantage over the Vajrayana 38 swing, where he stays at 3000, and dealing with a 3000 monster can be tedious for some decks. Anyway, into the main deck is Triple Ducks, because it's Dragunity, double Legionnaire, because it's Dragunity, and something that surprised me is that you only run 4 tuners in a synchro heavy deck. But yeah, anyway, stock standard is triple and single for your tuners. Like I said, double Zephyros, I was trying it out. I've sort of been countered to the idea of it, but I got bored one day, thought I'd try it out, and I think it's good. If you don't take into account your foolish and your Mistletones, it doubles the chances that you open your Tomb Loop, and that's cool. Only time I've ever drawn a double of him, I had a Kaz Conts, and I went the Tomb Loop by discarding both the Zephyroses and drawing into back row with the Conts, which was awesome. So, like I said, Mistletoe, because he's explosive and can help open if need be, and the red eyes, because Dragunity in English is Atum. Anyway, onto spell cards. Same old. Triple Ravine, triple Terraforming for 6. Double Duality. I still like it. Even like the other day, I opened up like a hands that was pretty trap heavy, and I had a Phalanx. I was like, do I just set that? But I Duality, got the Ravine, pitched Summon Ducks and equipped, which didn't special, and set my back row. And they're like, oh crap, baited out a warning, and then yeah, just made a Stardust anyway with the second Ducks. Double cards Cons because it cycles and is beautiful. One-offs, you've seen most of them before, is Foolish, Reborn, Avarice. New is Book of Moon and Heavy Storm. Book of Moon, whenever I make a deck, I always put in Book of Moon because it is a very good card. But I think because it doesn't get rid of the monster, or it doesn't like stop it completely, it's got to have multiple uses. So if you run like a Raikou or something, I can understand it because you flip, you pop, they attack, you book it, and you pop again, and you mill. So it's got to have double use. Double use I'm using it for is with the red eyes, because people get out we'll say Thunder King. Everyone gets Thunder Kings out against bloody us. Anyway, so you go Red Eyes defense mode. They swing it with the Thunder King. You Book a Moon it, 0/0. Book a Moon, flip face up, and it's 24. They take 500 damage. Next turn, your attack mode, swing. And I would pay a card. I would use 2 cards to get Red Eyes out if he was full power, because he's just that broke. Everyone gets rid of him. And also, if you have used the warning, like instead of the book, you go your turn, you special out a Vajrayana, Book a Moon him, make him a 28 beat stick in attack mode, and special Phalanx go Scrap Dragon pop for free. So Book a Moon is in there because it stops Exceed, Synchros, and big beat stuff, and is just beautiful. And obviously, Foolish works with consistency opening. Anyway, for back row hating, Book of Moon can help with stuff as well, but like Deep Riz. So Heavy Storm, double MST, and double Lance. It's just stock standard. I wouldn't take them out. And like I've said in previous videos, I rate Lance like a trap card because it's battle tactic and it saves your butt. Negates, I've taken down to 3, like I said. God, that was a bit sticky. Because I took out Starlight Road. So Solemn Series is pretty stock standard. It's just the Hand of God. It's beautiful. Chain, Finish Chain, I said, that's my favourite trap card. It's battle tactic and it stops effects. So it's like an effect veiler, but obviously got set first. But I put it in there, the second one. I felt like I could because I took out the veiler for it, but it works with Zephyros. So my favourite way to get into the Atum loop, assuming it pays off, is you set Phalanx, set Finish Chain. They summon something out that you don't like they go Hunzo, and you're like, don't want to deal with that. Finish Chain, no effect. Next turn, go to Zephyros, sink to the Vajrayana, bounce the chain back to hand, go derp 2 new loops, and then set Finish Chain. That's not even fair. It shouldn't even be legal. But yeah, that's that. Last 2 trap cards I've taken out Mirror Forces for Dimensional Prisons. Me and my friends were talking about it a little bit, and Mirror Force, Deep Riz, and so I went in with the mindset, every time I use a Mirror Force, I said, would I rather that be a Mirror Force or a Deep Riz? And 9 times out of 10, I would rather it be a Deep Riz. For example, they are running Dark World, Bubble Beat, Gagira, so if they get a Greyfree out, you Mirror Force it, they're just going to normal return to hand and get them again. There's no point. You Deep Riz it, and they've got to reset their graveyard, waste all their resources, reseam the graveyard, and then go again. So better than Mirror Force. Fortress, I hate it when someone swings at my Stardust with a Fortress. Like, that's not fair. It's a 2-for-1. So Mirror Force, sort of gets rid of it, but then they drop a cannon and, get it back. Like, it's not as good. Prison just gets rid of it. They pump a Stardust, gets rid of it. They activate Starlight Road, you cry. So anyway, that's the changes to the main deck. Like I said, it's sitting at 40 now, which is nice. And they, the whole deck sort of seems to combo together a bit more. It's a bit quicker. And yeah. So anyway, onto the side deck. Like I said, I haven't actually shown this before that I know of. I have a theory with my side deck. I don't like siding single copies of cards. It must be 2 to 3, unless you can search for it. Alright, so because if you side one card, you got 40. Chances are you won't see it that dual. So there's no point. But anyway, first off, I have third MST, which is pretty stock standard because it doesn't need explaining. Recently added, which is possibly my favourite sideboard card now, is Prohibition. It is amazing. And it works with Zephyros as well, must I add. Just because, if you do verse a field card heavy deck, Dark Worlds, I do use Dark Worlds as examples a lot, and they're everywhere. Let's be honest, they're pretty OP. But you just say, you've only got one Ravine, you've got some back row hate like Prisons or something. You just go Prohibition, Gates of Dark World. And that's not very fun. What are they meant to do with it? They can't pop it because generally they use Grafers to pop, or they don't generally have many MSTs. So if you just say Grafer, what are they going to do? I've got a 15th card inside deck which I don't really want in here. I'm thinking about putting a third Prohibition because it is super sexy. And if you draw 2 Prohibitions, you're just Gates of Dark World and Grafer. What you going to do now? Another card, which is probably one of my favourite sideboards, which has helped me a lot, because I have trouble against heroes. I didn't have much to side against it. Prohibition is good against any deck, but Mind Crush, double Mind Crush, it is fantastic, because every deck these days that is good searches, essentially. I don't know if it... I'm trying to think of a deck that doesn't search somehow. Even if they use duality, you get to look at their hand, and it's just amazing. I don't think I really need to explain it. It's super. You get to see their hand. What do I want to synchro to? They've only got beat 6. I'll go Colossal Fighter. Debunk. I have double uses for cards in my side deck. Mind Crush, not a good example. But Debunk against Dark Worlds is beautiful. They drop a Grafer and you just remove it and they get no effects. So Dark Worlds don't get any of their effects. But biggest hate for Dragunities is hand traps, being DD Crows, Effect Veilers, Max Cs. You don't want to deal with them. Debunk, see ya, mate. It's gone. Or if you're versing some form of light beat, you don't have to worry about Honest. It stops battle faders and stuff. It stops you gores. So yeah, awesome. And multi-uses. Shadow and Prison Mirror at 2 because there's too many OP dark monsters. Only thing that hurts in this deck is your Red Eyes and your Zephyros, but you just pick when you play it and you'll be fine. I want to look up ruling Zephyros versus Shadow Imprisoning because I believe Zephyros's effects, the first thing he does is return a card on the field to the hand to do blah blah blah. So I think there's a cost, so I think you may be able to return that to the hand to do your loop anyway. Like I said, I need to look up rulings for that, but yeah, that works with Zephyros. Same with Prohibition, works with Zephyros. I love Zephyros. Double Imperial Iron Ball, that's another one I was thinking about putting it at 3, but 3's cloggy, but some decks you just need it. So yeah, Imperial Iron Ball at 2, I think it's self-explanatory. I shouldn't have to say too much more about that. Decree at 2, I think it's reasonably easy to side in here because I'm running, like, you're running your Book of Moons and your Lancers as back row. So what was it? There's only like, how many traps was there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 traps. So like if you do open with like a warning and a decree, then you set them, you warn whatever they summon, and then end phase decree. Like it's very usable in this deck because there's just not that much back row in the deck. Any deck that doesn't have much back row should side decree pretty much. DD Crow is a single copy. Like I said, you've got to be able to search it if you're going to run singles. And Gate Urge, which you hit all the time, searches DD Crow. So, and Crow's just, he is very nice. I like Crow. And like I said, 15th card, which I want to take out something, is Max C. It's still sitting in there from the Sangan build. But, yeah, I'm probably going to take it out for a Prohibition or something, or I don't know, give me some recommendations and we'll see what we think. Anyway, that is the deck profile, main deck, extra deck, side deck, and changes. Let me know what you think, and if you'd make any changes, if you like changes, blah blah blah. Anyway, this is Tuck, and thank you for watching.